Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. The world has a new pope. His name is Leo XIV. He was chosen by important church leaders on May 8, 2025. When the new Pope Leo XIV came out to greet the people, it was a big shock for the world. This is because he is from America. For many, many years, most people believed that a pope would never come from America. They thought America was already very powerful. It has a strong army and a big voice in world talks. Its culture is also known everywhere. So people felt that if an American also became the Pope, it would be too much power for one country. The Pope leads the Roman Catholic Church. This church is an important moral guide for millions. It has many followers, more than 3 times the number of people in the United States. The new Pope did not talk about being American in his first speech. He spoke in Italian and Spanish. He also sent a special message to people in Peru, where he worked for many years. This choice of an American pope was a very big surprise. Because of this choice, a very interesting situation now exists. There are 2 American men who have a lot of power on the world stage. One is the President of the United States, Donald Trump. He has political power. He leads the country and makes important decisions about its laws and its place in the world. The other powerful American is Pope Leo XIV. He has spiritual power. He is the leader of the Roman Catholic Church. He guides many people in their beliefs and moral lives. It is very unusual for America to have 2 such powerful figures at the same time. People will naturally compare these 2 leaders. They will look at what the president says and does and what the Pope says and does. It is also possible that they will not always agree on important issues. This story will look closely at these 2 men and their important roles. President Trump leads a powerful nation. Pope Leo leads a global religion. How will they use their influence? Will their paths cross often? Will they have similar ideas or very different ones? These are big questions. Their actions and words will be watched by people everywhere. This new situation will also make people think more about America. What kind of country is it? What are its values? What is its job in the world today? These questions are already being discussed by many people. The presence of an American pope and an American president at the same time will make this discussion even more intense. This story will explore these ideas and what they might mean for the future. It is the start of an important time. 2. A new pope for the world. The new pope is named Leo XIV. His birth name was Robert Francis Prevost. He was chosen on May 8, 2025. He is from America. This was a big surprise to the world. For many years, people thought an American would not become pope. They believed America was already too powerful. It is strong with its army, in its talks with other countries, and even in its culture. So they did not expect an American to also lead the Roman Catholic Church. This church is seen as a very important guide for what is right and wrong. It has many followers around the world, more than 3 times the number of people in the US. Pope Leo XIV has a special past. He was a missionary for many years. A missionary is someone who works for their religion in other places, often helping people. He spent 20 years in Peru, a country in South America. There, he lived his promise to be poor and worked closely with people who did not have much money or power. He understands their daily problems. He is also a citizen of Peru. This means he is a citizen of two countries, America and Peru. In Peru, he was a bishop in a place called Chiclayo. When Pope Leo XIV first came out to speak to the people, he showed his connection to Peru. He stood on a balcony looking over St. Peter's Square. He spoke in Italian and Spanish. He did not talk about being American in this first meeting. Instead, he sent a special hello to the people in his dear diocese of Chiclayo in Peru. He knows many languages, which helps him speak to many different people. Why was he chosen? There are many ideas. One important reason could be his work with poor and marginalized people. He lived a simple life with them in Latin America. Many people who move to the US come from this part of the world. Also, many countries, especially in the southern part of the world, feel that rich countries have too much and poor countries have too little. The leaders of the church, the cardinals, maybe wanted a pope who understands these feelings. The pope before him, Pope Francis, also cared very much for the poor. Pope Leo XIV became an important person in the church when Pope Francis was the leader. He moved to an important job in the Vatican, the center of the church. So, his choice might mean the church wants to continue helping the poor. It shows they want to keep the ideas of Pope Francis about caring for others. It is also possible that being American was not the main reason he was chosen. In his first talk as Pope, Leo XIV shared a message of peace. His first words to the waiting crowd were, "Peace be with you." These were the very first words spoken by an American pope. He also said he wants to be like a bridge. He wants to help bring all people in the world closer together. He wants to serve Christ by helping humanity find unity. 3. The President's second time. President Trump was the leader of America again. This was his second time as president. Many people in the country voted for him to lead for another 4 years. He had many plans for the United States. He wanted to make changes that he believed would help the country. His supporters were happy he was back. One of President Trump's main ideas was "Make America Great Again." This was a famous saying from his first time as president, and he continued to use it. He still believed strongly in this idea. He wanted America to be very strong in the world, both in its military and its economy. He focused on the country's power and its place on the global stage. He also wanted to improve the economy and create more jobs for Americans. Many of his plans were about making America first in all things. The government under President Trump made some important changes to policies. For example, there were cuts to money given to help sick people in other countries. Some international aid programs, like those helping in Africa, received less money than before. Another very important topic for his government was immigration. The government had strong rules about people coming into the country. There were policies for deporting people who were in the country without permission. These immigration policies were a big part of his government's work and often caused much discussion. Many people supported President Trump and his actions. They were often called his base or followers of the Make America Great Again movement. These supporters liked his strong ideas and his direct way of speaking. They believed he was doing good things for the country, like protecting jobs and strengthening borders. They wanted him to continue with his plans. Some of his supporters, who were conservatives, also had strong opinions about other world leaders and global issues. For example, when the new pope was chosen, some of these supporters were not happy. They hoped for a religious leader with views closer to their own. Other people in America did not agree with President Trump's ideas or his policies. Some people, often called liberals or progressives, thought his policies were not good for everyone. They worried about the cuts to aid for poor and sick people around the world. They also strongly disagreed with the strict immigration rules. They felt these rules were not fair to migrants and separated families. These critics often said that the president's actions did not help all people and sometimes created more division. They saw his leadership in a very different way from his supporters. There was a lot of public discussion and debate about his decisions. When President Trump heard about the new pope from America, he made a public comment. He told reporters at the White House that to have the pope from America is a great honor. This showed his initial reaction to the news. Even with many different opinions in the country about politics and religion, this news was an interesting event for America during his presidency. 4. Two men, two paths. Pope Leo XIV and President Trump are two important leaders from America. Both men have a lot of power in the world. However, they seem to look at the world differently. They have different ideas about what is most important. This means their ways of leading might be very different. Pope Leo often speaks about caring for people who are poor. He spent many years in Peru. There, he lived with people who did not have much. This experience showed he cared a lot for those in need. Helping the poor is very important for his work. In his first speech as Pope, he talked about peace. He said he wants to help bring all people together. He hopes to be like a bridge connecting different groups. President Trump has a different main focus. He often talks about making America strong. His main idea is to put America's interests first. He believes this is best for his country. Many of his supporters agree. They think America should look after its own needs. This focus on the country's strength helps him make many decisions. These two leaders might see world problems differently. For example, think about helping poor countries. The Pope believes it is important to help people who need it. He has made this his life's work. But the president's government might sometimes give less money to help other countries. They might think this money is better used in America. This is one clear area where their ideas are different. Another subject is how countries treat people who move to find a new life. This is called immigration. Pope Leo understands these people. He lived for a long time in Latin America. Many people leave that area to find new homes. The Pope before him, Pope Francis, was worried about rules that made life hard for these people. Pope Leo might think in a similar way. He may want all people to be treated kindly. The president, however, often focuses more on strong borders and rules for people entering the country. This could mean they do not agree. These different ways of thinking are important. People will watch Pope Leo and President Trump closely. They will want to see how these two powerful Americans act. Their actions will show two different ways of leading. It will also show what each man believes is most important for America and the world. it is clear they are on two different paths. Their different ways might sometimes cause problems. 5. How people feel. The news about an American pope was a big surprise for many people. In America, people have different thoughts and feelings about Pope Leo XIV. It is a new situation. Some people are very happy with this choice, but other people are not so happy or they feel unsure. This election makes people talk. Many Americans feel proud and pleased. They think it is good for their country to have a pope. A friend of the Pope, a religious man named Robert Hagen, shared happy feelings. He said Pope Leo shows the best things about America. He believes the Pope wants peace and fairness for everyone. Mr. Hagen also said the Pope thinks all people should have good chances in life. President Trump also said it was a great honor for America. He seemed positive. However, not all Americans share this happiness. Some people who follow Make America Great Again ideas showed they were not pleased. They wrote messages on social media. These people and other conservatives hoped for a pope with different ideas. For example, they wanted a pope who might change church views on topics like climate change. They wished the new pope would change some teachings from the last Pope Francis. The choice of Pope Leo means different things to different groups. Some people, called liberals, see his election positively. They think the Roman Catholic Church chose him to send a message. They believe the Church did not pick a more conservative person. For them, it means the Church will continue to help poor people. They also think the Church will keep the open ideas of Pope Francis. But for conservatives who wanted a different leader, the choice might be a disappointment. They may feel their wishes were not heard by the Church. There is also new talk causing discussion. It is about an old internet account. This account uses the Pope's name before he became Pope. The account shared posts from other people. These posts said critical things about President Trump and Vice President Vance. The criticism was about their rules for people who move to America. The account did not write these critical posts, but it shared them. Right now, it is not completely sure if this internet account really belonged to Pope Leo. People are checking if this is true. This situation adds more questions. So, when people learned about the new American Pope, it started many conversations. There are happy feelings and there are feelings of disappointment. People have many different opinions. This shows that Pope Leo is already an important person. His election makes people think and discuss what it means for America and for the Church. 6. What is America now? America now has two very important leaders from the same country. One is the president leading the government. The other is the new pope leading a global church, and he is also an American. This is a new situation for the country. It makes many people think and ask big questions. What does America mean now? What are its most important ideas, its values? What is America's job in the world? These are serious questions people are talking about. A friend of the new pope shared his thoughts. His name is Robert Hagen. He said, "I am an American. I love America. I love the values that we stand for." He believes America represents good things. These include working for peace and wanting justice for all. He also thinks it is important that everyone has a role. Everyone should have fair opportunities to live a good life. But Mr. Hagen also knows America is not always perfect. Sometimes the country makes mistakes or does not do what it says it wants to do. He said, Sometimes we are not perfect, right? We have flaws. He understands that sometimes other countries see America negatively. And sometimes these views are correct because America can always try to do better and work on its problems. Mr. Hagen thinks the new Pope, Leo XIV, shows the best of America. He described the Pope as strong, thoughtful, and calm. He believes the Pope represents the best American values in action. These values include working for peace and wanting fairness for all people. The Pope wants everyone to have a chance. The Pope lived for many years in Peru. He spent his time there helping poor people. This part of his life shows his deep wish to support those who need help. Many people believe these actions show important human values. They see the Pope's past work and focus on the poor as a good example. The election of an American Pope makes the discussion about America's identity stronger. This debate about what America stands for is growing inside the country. It is also happening in other parts of the world as people watch America. People are thinking more deeply about America's image and its character. Having two powerful American leaders, the President and the Pope, makes these questions about America's identity urgent. These two leaders might have different ideas about the world. They might have different ways of leading. This situation makes people think carefully about America's direction. It also makes them think about America's role among other nations. This is a time for America to look at itself and think about what it wants to be. 7. A world with problems. The world today is not a simple place. There are many big problems that people face in different countries. These problems make life hard for many individuals and families. It is a difficult time for the world. Leaders and people everywhere are looking for answers and ways to help. One very big problem is war. In some parts of the world, countries are fighting. For example, there are serious wars in places like Gaza and Ukraine. There are also new fights happening in South Asia. These wars cause a lot of sadness and destruction. Many people are hurt and many lose their homes. Peace is something that many people hope for. These conflicts create big challenges for everyone involved. Another big problem is poverty. Many people around the world do not have enough money for basic things. They struggle to buy food or find a safe place to live. In some areas, especially in what is called the Global South, people are angry about these economic differences. They see that some have a lot while many others have very little. This is not fair, and it makes life very difficult for families. The number of people living in poverty is a serious global concern. Because of wars and poverty, many people have to leave their homes. They look for safer places to live or for ways to find work. These people are often called migrants or refugees. Sometimes they travel very far, hoping for a better life. However, this is not always easy when they arrive. In some countries, like the United States, there is strong disagreement about how to help these people. Some people are not happy about new people coming to their country. This situation creates more problems and discussions. Sometimes, governments also face difficult choices. For example, the government in the United States has decided to give less money to help sick people in other parts of the world, like in Africa. This means that programs that used to help people with their health might not have enough money to continue. When help is reduced, It can make life even harder for those who are already suffering. This is a challenge when so many people need support. Pope Leo XIV knows about these world problems. He has seen people suffer. He spent many years living with poor people in Latin America. Many migrants who come to the United States are from these areas. Helping the poor has always been very important to him. In his first speech as Pope, he talked about these global crises. He said he wants to help bring all people together. He wants to be like a bridge for humanity. His first words were, "Peace be with you." This shows he wants to work for a more peaceful world where people help each other. He hopes to offer some comfort and new ideas in these difficult times. 8. The future story. The world now watches two very powerful American leaders, the Pope and the President. What will happen in the future with these two important men? It is a big question. Will they find ways to work together on global problems? Or will they often have different ideas about important issues? Many people are waiting to see how their relationship will grow. This is the start of a new and very interesting time for America and the world. The Pope and the President might disagree on some important matters. The Pope has spent many years helping poor people. He believes it is very important to care for those in need. The American government, led by the President, sometimes has different plans. For example, the government might reduce money for helping sick people in poor countries. The Pope has made helping the poor his life's work. These different ways of thinking could lead to disagreements. The Pope's new role will also make people in America think more about their country. Some Americans will be very happy to have an American Pope. Others might not be so pleased, especially if they have different political ideas. His presence could make discussions about America's identity stronger. People will ask, what does America truly believe in? What is its main job in the world? The election of an American Pope will cause more debate. Many people believe Pope Leo will continue the work of the Pope before him. This means he will likely focus on helping the poor and supporting peace. He may also talk about protecting the environment. Some people who support the president might not like these messages. However, in his first speech, the Pope said he wants to bring all people together. His first words as Pope were a wish for peace for everyone. The world faces many serious problems right now. There are wars in different places, and many people are suffering. Many people are poor and do not have enough food. Others have to leave their homes to find safety. The new Pope knows about these big global challenges. He has said he wants to be like a bridge between people. He hopes to help connect different groups and countries and to encourage understanding. So what will the future bring? It is hard to say for sure. The president said it was a great honor for America to have an American Pope, but their ideas might be very different on some topics. The Pope and the president both have a lot of power. Their actions and words will affect America and the whole world. Everyone will watch closely to see how this new story develops. It is an important time.